Hi guys, this is Lenine and I'm just going to give you a quick demonstration of what we're looking for in assessment task 3 and also a bit of a how to use Zoom guide. So you'll see that I've just got my face on the screen. So you need to actually create a PowerPoint presentation that you're going to use whilst filming your Zoom presentation. So I'm going to share my screen, which is what you guys have got to do when you're actually starting your assessment. So I'm going to click down the very bottom and you'll see that share screen has come up. So I'm actually going to share my entire desktop so you can see the whole thing. Okay, so you can see that for my presentation, I have my PowerPoint presentation opened up, and I've also got a web link here that I'm going to use to talk about in my presentation. So let's get started. And one of my bugbears when people do this assessment task is that they don't put their PowerPoint into presentation mode and it looks like this. So please, please make sure that you put your PowerPoint into presentation mode. So I'm going to play from the start. Okie dokie. So the whole idea of this particular assessment task is that we want to know that you have got a great understanding of your future career, why you want to actually be in your future career and your pathway towards it. Because for many of you, your pathway to your ultimate dream job is not going to be straightforward. And for many of you, you may need to look at transferring out of courses, applying at different campuses, etc. So we want to know that you walk away from the college and from this unit understanding your pathway going forward. So you're going to submit your assessment task up through a YouTube link, and you need to submit this through the Dropbox, which is going to be on the assessment link. So let's take a closer look at what we're looking for. So I've broken it down into 8 different slides, and when I do my practice presentation, you'll see that I've followed these 8 slides. You need to introduce yourself, current course you're studying, your dream career about health science, including a specialisation. If you don't know one, maybe give a couple, but we really need you to start to think about this because going forward, you're going to have to select some electives. Whether or not you're in the right career path. So are you having to transfer? Are you applying to a different campus, etc.? The pathway, length of time and how you're going to get there. Backup career, just in case your ideal dream job doesn't come off, and where you're headed. So I've had a breakdown of all the different marks here, and this is straight off the marking criteria. And of course, I've gone to full marks. So make sure you're using your marking rubric when you're actually creating your assessment task. So let's get started. Here's an exemplar. Obviously, I'm in my dream job teaching at Western Sydney College. But here's an exemplar in case I wasn't in my true career. Okay. So first one here, you'll see that there's 4 marks dedicated to this first part where we want you to talk about all about your current career, who you are and what you want to do. So my first thing is I'm going to talk about my family here. Here's a picture of my cute dog who's constantly at my feet. And here's my family. That's my daughter and my son, very cute, very quirky. Moving on to, so my dream job. So this is my fake dream job. So I'd like to be a nurse and eventually become a midwife. So for many of you out there, this is your ultimate dream job. So you can see that there's an alternate pathway. Some of you might talk about being OTs, physios, all those types of careers. This is where I want you to give me a story. Why do you want to be a nurse? Why do you want to be a midwife? Why do you want to be an OT? Have you had someone that's inspired you? You've had treatment? Give me that backstory as to why you're passionate about being about your future career path. So you actually can here highlight your specialization. So you might want to be a clinical nurse specialist. You might like to be a ICU. You might like to work in OT, and you might like to work with young children. You might want to be a PE teacher. Whatever your specialization is, tell me all about it. So you can see here I've actually included a link. And you might also want to, at this point, go into a website. So I'm going to bring up the Western Sydney Uni website here and make that nice and big. there we go. And here you can actually find all the different courses that are available. So I'm going to click down in here and go to pretending I'm wanting to be a nurse. And it's here that I might actually go in and talk about my pathway and extra information that I can find out about my career. So I'm going to slip back into my PowerPoint presentation. And I'm going to go from my current slide. So you need to actually have a great understanding of your educational pathway. So where to from Western Sydney Uni, the college. So you can see here that I'm doing the foundations course, which goes for 8 months, if I get the correct GPA, which I'm going to talk about shortly. So ideally, I'd like to finish here in 8 months. And I'm then going to look at maybe doing a Certificate 3 in aged care, so I can work within the in a nursing home or a hospital at that basic level. So my goal is to actually articulate to the Parramatta or the Hawkesbury campus, and I know that my study here is 3 years. With midwifery, it's a bit tricky, same too with your particular careers. It might be unlikely that I'm able to apply directly from here at the college to go straight into midwifery, because it is actually just on application. So a couple of pathways that I've investigated through the prospectus and through the Western Sydney website is I can actually complete my Bachelor of Nursing, which is here for 3 years, and then I could look at doing a graduate diploma in midwifery. Or after 1 year of nursing, I can apply to transfer into midwifery. So in this, we're looking to make sure that you've got a really great understanding of the course, length of courses. Maybe you could talk a little bit about the campus that you're moving towards as well. So you can find a lot of this information out from the college prospectus, but also the Western Sydney Uni website as well. So we do want you to acknowledge that sometimes you may not reach your dream job. So we want you to think about what if I don't become a paramedic? What if I don't become an OT? What if I just need to actually stay within that guaranteed pathway degree? So have a look at the alternate careers of a health promotion officer, therapeutic rec, PDHPE teacher, or health promotion officer, or in the case of foundations, just straight out nursing instead of midwifery. So make sure you can talk about what my backup plan is. Here you can see that I've got my backup plan of maybe just living on a deserted island, but that's not always realistic. So I'm going to have a look at the fact that if I don't get directly into midwifery, I'm going to stick with my 3 years of Bachelor of Nursing. The next thing you need to talk about is where to from here. So what happens when you actually finish here at the college? Where do I articulate and how do I articulate there? So I'm looking at it from the point of view of a foundation studies. So all of our nurses who want to move to Bachelor need to receive a 7 GPA, you need to get 80 credit points, and you need to receive a B in academic communication. If you're actually doing the diploma, have a look at the number of credit points that you need to pass in order to articulate off to the Campbelltown campus, to the Warrington campus, to Penrith. Make sure you understand that articulation process and how you're going to go about it. So my last one is here, which is talking about being a nurse. And this is ultimately what my goal would be. Bit of a picture, because you do get marked for including some pictures into your presentation. Finally, you need to make sure you include a reference list. So some things that you might look up could be the Western Sydney Uni website, and I showed you that before, where you find information about your courses, and also the college prospectus. You might also find out a job description on what you want to do and reference that. Remember, I think you need 3 references, and make sure you use correct APA referencing. We are going to mark you as well. If I go back up to the top here, we are marking you on your video production. So look, we're not looking for you to be Steven Spielberg's, but certainly we want to be making sure I can hear you. I want to make sure I can see that you've understood how to use Zoom, and I want to make sure that the lighting's correct. So don't do your video in the lounge room. Make sure I can see your face and I can hear you as well. And if you can place your video into a production tool like iMovie and eliminate a bit of the clunkiness at the beginning, that's fantastic as well. But we're mainly looking to make sure I can see you, I can hear you, and you've got a clear script that you've kind of got in mind. So anyhow, good luck. Enjoy doing the assessment task, learning how to use Zoom, which is a tool that you're going to use at Western Sydney Uni, but also exploring your future career, all your education in how to achieve that, and telling us all about what you want to be. So that's all from me. I'm going to stop sharing, and now you'll just see my face. Enjoy. Oh my gosh.